All important economic events are slated for release later this week, that is on Thursday and Friday. In our video calendar on InstaForex TV channel, we will find out how these events may shape traders' mood. The sellers of the euro are looking forward to the ECB's meeting results. However, the euro has already shown a drop, expecting losing of the ECB's monetary policy. The regulator will hardly change its course tomorrow. However, it may drop some hints about its future decision. Let's take a look at possible hints. Thus, the ECB is likely to emphasize downside risks to the European economy that could trigger the key rate cut. Besides, inflation forecasts could be lowered. However, such news has a short-lived effect. For example, the US dollar will hardly gain in value against the euro for a long time after the Fed's decision to change its approach to the inflation targeting. On Thursday, the United States will disclose its producer price index data. It is a leading indicator of consumer inflation. According to the forecast in August, the indicator advanced by 0.2%. The data is quite encouraging. Nevertheless, Friday's inflation report will determine the market sentiment. Ahead of the US consumer inflation report, traders are expected to sell the US dollar. The annual inflation rise is forecast to accelerate to 1.2%. However, on a monthly basis, the indicator showed rather weak performance. Thus, economists suppose that in August, consumer inflation inched up by 0.3%. Of course, investors do not know how economists and the US Fed calculated the inflation reading, but a drop is always a negative sign. That's why the US dollar sell-off is quite possible. You were watching Forex Trader Calendar on InstaForex TV channel with me, Kate Tikhina. We wish you profitable deals.